Welcome to Ease Podcast, where minds ignite, exploring learning day and night. Educators thrive, young minds grow, in science, tech, and art skills flow. Natural pride to make us survive. Ease opening minds, the future shine. Welcome to Ease Podcast, where minds ignite, exploring learning day and night. Educators thrive, young minds grow, in science, tech, and art skills flow. From classroom pride to make us survive.
This podcast is produced by EASE, the European network of STEAM educators, uniting STEAM educators from Europe and all over the world. This product may contain traces of artificial intelligence inside. Join us and find a handful of educational resources at easeeducators.com.
All right, everyone, get ready because we are diving deep into the world of STEAM education today. You sent us a ton about the third European Summit for STEAM Educators, and let me tell you, this PDF is dense. 47 pages.
Well, think of this as your crash course, your cheat sheet. We'll break down all the good stuff from this summit, which, by the way, took place entirely online on September 13th and 14th.
Which is really cool. You know, opening it up online like that makes it accessible to so many more people who maybe couldn't just jet off to a conference. But okay, before we get into the projects, let's talk about the people behind this whole thing. EASE. What is EASE all about?
So EASE stands for the European Network of STEAM Educators, and their whole mission is to put STEAM skills, you know, your science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, front and center in education all across Europe.
Yeah, and it's not just about, like, kids in classrooms, right? I'm getting a real STEAM for everyone vibe from them.
100%. They want to see STEAM skills thriving in schools, museums, after-school programs, everywhere, basically. They view these skills as being crucial for driving innovation and problem-solving, not just in Europe, but globally.
Okay, so big picture thinking, I like it. But what about this summit, though? What makes it so special? Why should someone listening to this right now care?
Picture this. Over 1,355 participants from all over Europe and beyond, all coming together virtually to share their ideas, to network, and to learn about the latest and greatest in STEAM education. That's a huge jump in participation from their last event.
Wow, so this is kind of a big deal then, like a massive international STEAM brainstorming session. So what were some of the big themes or ideas that tied everything together?
Accessibility, inclusivity, and sustainability were woven throughout the entire summit. And like you said, holding it online was a great first step in making it accessible, but those values were also front and center in the speaker lineup and the projects presented.
Okay, so accessibility, inclusivity, sustainability. You know, those are some big topics, especially in education. It's not just about making science fun anymore. It's about making sure everyone has the opportunity to get involved.
Precisely. It's about ensuring that STEAM education is engaging, effective, relevant, but also, like you said, equitable, that it's accessible to all and relevant to the challenges we're all facing, both now and in the future.
Which brings us to arguably the most exciting part of the summit, the speakers and their awesome projects. So where do we even begin?
Well, one really cool thing is that they actually had attendees vote for their favorite presentations, so it was a very democratic process.
Oh, I love that. It's like the People's Choice Awards for STEAM education. It gives everyone a voice and really highlights the projects that truly resonated. All right, lay it on me. Who were some of those standout speakers? Give me the STEAM tea.
All right, let's hear about some of those award-winning projects. What kind of creative STEAM magic were these educators cooking up?
Oh, there were some really fantastic ones, really inspiring stuff.
Okay, so hit me with it. What were some of the standouts?
One that really jumped out at me was Alice Saveri's hydroponic greenhouse for STEM and coding project from Italy, I believe. Ooh, hydroponics. See, now you're speaking my language. But hold on. How do you bring coding into a greenhouse? Asking for a friend who struggles to even keep a basil plant alive on their windowsill.
Well, in this project, students aren't just learning about plants and ecosystems, they're actually designing and building their own hydroponic systems.
Wow, that's already impressive.
Yeah, and then they kick it up a notch by using coding to actually control the whole system.
So they're learning about plant science, engineering, and coding all at the same time. That's incredible. That's like next level interdisciplinary learning. Okay, what else? What else caught your eye?
So remember earlier how we were talking about inclusivity being a big theme?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Bojan Vucevic's Mathamove project is a perfect example of that in action. It's all about making math, especially for younger students in primary school, less abstract and more engaging.
Math and movement. Okay. I'm intrigued. How does that work?
It uses kinesthetic learning, storytelling. They even bring in a little bit of like theatrical flair to bring those mathematical concepts to life.
So instead of kids getting overwhelmed by like fractions or whatever, you get them up and moving, turning it into a story.
Exactly. It makes it a lot less intimidating and a lot more accessible, especially for students who maybe don't thrive in a traditional learning environment or have learning disabilities.
Brilliant. Speaking of accessible, Elisa Fontaine from Belgium really knocked it out of the park with her My Box of Steam project.
Oh, yeah. Talk about going above and beyond. She created 35 boxes, each one packed with hands-on activities and tutorials specifically designed for elementary students, particularly those with learning disorders.
35 boxes. That's not just a project, that's a whole STEAM curriculum.
Right. It's incredible. And her focus on storytelling is really what makes this project sing. It taps into that human need we all have to connect with stories, and it makes even complex concepts so much more relatable.
It's like sneaking the learning in through a back door of fascination. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta know though, what about the T in STEAM? Were there any projects that really leaned into all the amazing technology we have now?
Oh, absolutely. Michael Scheuel from Germany totally wowed everyone with his project, turning old smartphones into educational robots.
Wait, hold on. What? That's amazing. I have like 3 old smartphones in a drawer right now, just waiting for their moment to shine.
Right. Talk about resourcefulness. He showed how students can use things like microcontrollers, which are pretty easy to come by, and a few other basic materials, breadboards, conductive tape, to basically turn those old devices into functioning robots.
So cool. And I'm guessing it teaches a lot about coding, problem solving, maybe even a bit of electronics.
Oh, absolutely. It's a fantastic way to teach all those skills while also promoting sustainability.
It's a total win-win-win. You're reducing e-waste, teaching valuable skills, and, oh yeah, probably making learning insanely fun.
Exactly. And it's a great example of how STEAM education can be innovative and responsible at the same time.
Okay, before we go too far down that rabbit hole, we have to talk about space. Were there any out-of-this-world projects that really blew your mind?
Well, Marian Lazar presented a really interesting project called SolarSyst AM Explorers with Merge Cube. It uses augmented reality to bring the solar system to life, basically.
Hold on. Augmented reality in the classroom, that's like straight out of a sci-fi movie. How does that even work?
So picture this. You have this physical cube, right? And when you view it through a tablet or a smartphone, it transforms into this vibrant, three-dimensional model of, the entire solar system.
No way. That's incredible. It's like you're holding the universe in the palm of your hand. Okay, so we've got robots, augmented reality, hydroponics. What other innovative teaching methods were people buzzing about?
Oh, I have to tell you about this one. The coding choir.
Wait, a choir? For coding? Now I've heard everything.
I know, right? It's brilliant. So Priscilla Pruder from Germany, she gave this fascinating presentation where she drew these really interesting parallels between music and coding.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. At first glance, those seem like totally different things.
Right. But she explained how both involve sequences, repetitions, patterns, and of course a very specific set of instructions to achieve a desired outcome.
Now that you mention it, it kind of makes sense. I never thought about it like that. So how does a coding choir even work? Are they like singing their code?
Not exactly. But they're using vocal exercises and group singing techniques to explore different coding concepts.
So cool. It's about making those unexpected connections. Love it.
I
Okay, we've talked about some really exciting projects, but I do want to shift gears a little bit here. Did any of the presentations address AI and its role in education? Because that's the big topic everyone's talking about these days.
Oh, you're right. Can't have a conversation about the future of education without talking about AI. Right? Well, Stefan Altieri from Italy actually tackled that head-on with his presentation, Revolutionizing Learning with Artificial Intelligence.
And what was the general consensus on that? Because I feel like every time I read an article about AI in education, it sparks this whole debate about ethics and, what it even means to be human in the age of robots.
Well, he definitely didn't shy away from the potential pitfalls and ethical considerations, but his main focus was on responsible and thoughtful implementation. He argued that AI has the potential to personalize learning in a way that we've never seen before. It can support teachers, it can boost digital literacy.
So it's not just about having the shiniest new tech toy. It's about really thinking critically about how we can use it to benefit everyone.
Exactly, and that ties back into those core themes of accessibility and inclusivity.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Hydroponic greenhouses, robot smartphones, augmented reality solar systems, a coding choir. I mean, my mind is officially blown. But I think it's time to move from the what to the so what. What can our listeners actually do with all this information? Because it is a lot to process.
It's true, it is. It can be a little overwhelming, like walking into a candy store after you've sworn off sugar. But I hope, more than anything, that it sparked a sense of possibility.
Okay, so we've explored this incredible buffet of STEAM projects from all across Europe. But the big question is, what can our listeners do with all this information? It can feel almost overwhelming, right? Like, where do you even begin?
It's true, it's a lot to take in. But instead of feeling overwhelmed, I hope what our listeners take away from this is a sense of possibility.
Yes, it's about catching that STEAM bug, that excitement for what's possible when we break free from those, traditional learning silos.
Exactly. And remember, the summit wasn't about trying to replicate these specific projects exactly. It's about understanding the core principles at play and then asking yourself, how can I apply these principles in my own unique context?
Right, like take Bojan Velicevic's project, using movement to teach math. What if you use that same idea in a history lesson? Boom. Suddenly, timelines become obstacle courses.
I love that. And think about all the projects that emphasized readily available materials. Old smartphones become robots. Recycled materials become the building blocks for amazing STEAM creations.
Like, you don't need $1 million lab to make this stuff happen.
Exactly. You really don't. A little ingenuity goes a long way, and that's such a powerful message because it levels the playing field.
It really does. Whether you're in a state-of-the-art classroom or working with limited resources, that creative spark can still ignite.
And when that spark catches, it has the power to change the world. Imagine a generation empowered not just with knowledge, but with the passion and the skills to solve real-world problems, no matter where they come from or what resources they have access to.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? This isn't just about, like, science fairs and robotics clubs. It's about building a more equitable and innovative future for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So for everyone listening, don't just file this deep dive away as another interesting thing you heard. Let it be a springboard for your own STEAM journey.
Yes. Whether you're an educator, a parent, a student, or just someone who loves to learn and explore new ideas, there's a place for you in this movement.
Absolutely. Explore the projects we talked about, connect with other STEAM enthusiasts, and most importantly, never stop asking questions and pushing those boundaries. Who knows? You might just spark the next big STEAM breakthrough.
Welcome to East Podcast, where minds ignite, exploring learning day and night. Educators thrive, young minds grow, in science, tech, and art skills flow. Natural pride to make us survive. Ease opening minds, the future shine. Welcome to East Podcast, where minds ignite, exploring learning day and night. Educators thrive, young minds grow, in science, tech, and art skills flow. From classroom pride to make us survive.
This podcast is produced by EASE, the European Network of STEAM Educators, uniting STEAM educators from Europe and all over the world. This product may contain traces of artificial intelligence inside. Join us and find a handful of educational resources at easeeducators.com.